Now, I'm not sure who already knew this and who didn't, so I'll just explain my story because that's all I really know. So, Chapter 1000 of One Piece came out, and as usual, when the official comes out, I go to Manga Plus and I go and read the chapter. Now, this time I saw something odd. I saw something else there, which was not after Chapter 1000. So I was like, wait, what? Chapter 1001? And it wasn't. It was written like special or extra. What was it written? It was written EX. And I was like, end? So I clicked on it and I see a picture of Sanji. Now, this just confused me. So I read it and I read what was going on. And, that's how I discovered Shokugeki no Sanji. A kind of special that surrounds Sanji and his cooking, which I thought was just fantastic. The idea of it, just from the beginning, just from reading that, Shokugeki no Sanji, or just reading, I didn't even see that. I saw Sanji's banquet assistant. I was like, wow, something about Sanji, that's great. And Sanji cooking, even better. And then I look at the title of the people who drew this, because I'm like, this is not Oda. This is clearly not Oda's style. And I see it's the same people who did Shokugeki no Soma. Now, that in itself is a great series already. I mean, if you've watched, then you know. Like, there's just so much. It just makes you want to. It is like a sports anime, but it's about cooking. You know how you watch sports anime and you want to play the sport afterwards? Shokugeki does the same thing, but with cooking. It makes you want to go in the kitchen and be like, okay, let's do this. And yeah, so getting that with Sanji is just incredible. Now, I did not know about this, and when I read this, I was like, wow, incredible. I'm like, they should do more. And I noticed that it was written 2, so I was like, wait, what is number 1? So I had to go look for that. I found out it came out, I think, 2019, Chapter 1. Oh, well, the first special of this came out. And I read that as well, and I was just blown away. I was just like, this is perfect. Honestly, it is perfect in every kind of way. Right? Because first of all, the fact that it's not done by Oda, you get worried that the original author didn't do it, so there are going to be some issues here and there. It doesn't really capture what One Piece is. This guy who's just like from somewhere else, kind of putting his view or their view into like the One Piece story. But it captures everything about One Piece perfectly. The relationships between characters, the views, and all that kind of stuff. It captures all that perfectly. But it also adds to Sanji's character. Because I feel like as much as I watch Sanji and as much as I kind of see his fights, Diable de Jambes and all that kind of stuff, that's great. I love that. But something is always missing from Sanji. Actually, before we actually talk about what's missing from Sanji, this would be a great time if you haven't already to subscribe. I know some of you guys just watch the videos and you're just like, yeah, great video, next one. But, if you keep coming here often, it's worth your time to subscribe. Okay, now, I will say for these ones, as far as spoilers go, for both chapter part 1 and 2, or chapter 1 and 2, I'm not sure how to refer to these. I'll just say chapter 1 and 2. You probably should have read, for chapter 1 up until the beginning up until Baratier arc, somewhere there, and then for chapter 2, probably until they go in the New World. Probably safe to just say like that. The whole Eastbrook saga, you finish that, you can read this, it's great. But what is great about this and what it captures that, the anime, not the anime, but the main series fails to do, or that Oda omits, rather, is, seeing Sanji cook, seeing Sanji, do his thing. Because Sanji is not really a fighter. He came from a restaurant that fights off people that, customers, or rather anyone who's just kind of messing with them. But at the core, they are chefs. So I think the same thing with Sanji. At the core, he's a chef. Yes, he will fight when it's necessary, but at the core, he's a chef. And we don't really get to see much of Sanji being a chef. This leads into problems that people talk about with Sanji's dream of finding the old blue and how he doesn't do anything about that. And we could go on and on and on for days. But point is these 2 chapters in themselves do so much just feel that kind of, yes, this is what I wanted to see from Sanji. And, him learning to cook, him, going through trouble as well. Because it seems that Sanji, after, spending the time he did with Zeph, is just the best cook in the world now. Sanji is perfect at everything in cooking. Whole Cake Island kind of like drove that point home that Sanji could make a cake he's never really seen or tasted. And it will be as good as Big Mom believed it. Not even as it actually was, as Big Mom believed it to be, and even more. So it was kind of like, well, Sanji is a cook. He's just kind of made it already. Like, it just... So the way he struggled in especially the second one was really great to see, right? It shows some development of Sanji in something that he really enjoys, which is cooking, which is providing food for other people. And I loved it. Okay? And that's just as a whole, before we actually get into anything, right? Now, going into chapter 1, the part that I'm just gonna talk about that I loved was the whole transformation. If you watch Shokugeki no Soma, you know the reaction every time someone eats the food after it's been made is always hilarious. It's literally food porn. And in chapter 1, it's incredible how, what happens to this fat lady, because she goes from being super fat to all of a sudden losing weight and then come back to reality and she's still got all her weight. So that was, that was actually beautiful. And then we've got chapter 2 where, there's a moment between Zoro and Sanji. And I thought that just captured the relationship well. Where it's like Zoro and Sanji have the rivalry, but it's not like they're against helping each other. But it will never be a outright, okay, I'm going to help you. Here, I'm helping you now. Right? It's never going to be like that. It's always either going to be begrudgingly or in such a manly way, like it was here. Like it was so, well, it was just beautiful. Okay. It was just beautifully done. The way Zoro is just like, he noticed what the issue was. He literally didn't even look that long. And it's fine that he didn't, even though he doesn't know nothing about cooking. He looked at the knives. He heard what Sanji said, and he's like, I know what the issue is. He doesn't have a katana. So he offers it to him. But the way he offers it, again, it's not just like, here you go. It's like, yeah, you have to be of this kind of caliber, and then kind of almost be like a swordsman to use this katana as a chef. Almost, right? Almost. There's that kind of implication. And then Sanji uses it, and, just the unsheathing, that page panel with that was beautiful as well. And, he cooks, everything is done. But I think that, once again, as a whole, this chapter has done Sanji, these 2 chapters have done Sanji so much justice as far as the story goes. Because seeing Sanji, kind of pursue what he wants, what he's interested in. It's always great seeing Chopper, doing his thing as a doctor, seeing Zoro fight as a swordsman, seeing Luffy declare that he's going to be the Pirate King and actually defeating his foes. Seeing Frankie come up with the weird gadgets that he does. Right? Seeing Robin decipher poneglyph. All these moments are incredible. But, for some of the Straws, sometimes it's always lacking. And this just provides that. Because we all love the Straw Hats, right? And we all want to see them enjoying what they're doing. Right? So seeing Sanji fight is great and all, but that's not really what Sanji enjoys doing. Right? It's not what he loves to do. And this chapter just brought that out. Now, as the last thing, I just want to say that... I can't help but bring up the fact that this was a bit too conveniently timed. A chapter in which Sanji is having trouble cutting fish with, I don't know what you want to call them. What were they called here? Let's not even make up stuff. The dragonic super fillet salmon. So it is a dragon fish. Coming at a time where we just found out, a certain person's devil fruit. In chapter 1000. It's a bit too conveniently timed that Sanji learnt, Sanji came in this chapter and used his hands, a sword, to kill this, not kill, but to open up, to perfectly get the skills to open up this dragon fish. It's a bit too conveniently timed. Now, does this mean anything for the actual One Piece story? I don't think so, no. But I'm just gonna say, it makes you think. It makes you, stay awake a couple more seconds in your bed at night wondering, maybe. Nah. It just makes you have that. But anyway, guys, this was a beautiful chapter. Well, 2 chapters, since I didn't even read the first one. I had to catch up on that. These chapters were beautiful. And honestly, I wouldn't mind getting more. I love the art style. I mean, it's not what I'm used to as far as One Piece characters and the way they look, but the art style is really great, especially with the food, the fish, the swords, and everything else. Like, it's, as far as everything else, I fail for words. But as always, guys, let me know what you think. Have you actually, read these 2 chapters, or have you not known about them? Was it also a secret like it was for me? As well, guys, subscribe, like the video, as always, please. Thank you very much. It helps me a lot. I try to at least do 2 videos every week, just, to keep some kind of consistency. And yeah, so you subscribing does help me out a lot. This time I wore the glasses. I got asked why my avatar has glasses when I myself don't wear glasses, but no. The glasses are here. As you can notice, this time I'm dressed very much like my avatar. Got the glasses, got the pink hoodie. This is actually what I modeled it after, so yeah. But that would be it for this one, guys. This is King KZ, and I'm out.